in the last session, which was a very brief session, the group here, I say group loosely, it was mainly Lucian. Lucian...
Man, I can solo this shit good.
Lucian and Jaleel had left, of course, Darwin, being with Darwin for the moment. You all had begun preparations. You needed a vehicle to get yourselves to Bloomfast after deciphering the puzzle. Lucian began to ask around people that he knew. Jaleel kept training the squirrel at Lucian's place, and Drew, of course, was hospitalized for the entirety of the day. Lucian got in touch with Alicia Sharman, the art purchasing agent that you guys have previously met. She said you could swing by that evening to possibly use her car for this trip, but instead of having it dropped off, Lucian said he would just stop by tonight to pick it up. And so she said, sure, that's fine. I get off at this time. You can swing by around then. Drew, in the hospital, was about to be released when the sly gentleman, the information broker that he had dealt with previously before, arrived and offered him some information. He informed Drew that for a small price, he would inform them of a potential lead on some information that might assist them in future, work in this case. Told Drew that that it's getting more dangerous, and that soon they'll be at the point of no return, and that if they are going to continue down this pathway, eventually at some point in time, Drew, and by proxy your group, would eventually cross paths with the sly gentleman in some way, be it him offering information or him having sold the information of your group to someone else. Drew said, yeah, whatever, take the money, what's the information? And Drew was told of a pharmacy called Dr. Bixby's Pharmaceuticals in the Northeast District of Essex. Drew said, thanks, appreciate it, and then proceeded to not follow up on that information at all, went back to Lucian's place and passed out on the couch. Lucian left that evening, met with Alicia at her place. She said she would try and get in touch with some people she knows regarding communication and possible transportation in the area, but that there were no promises. She said she'd be going to West Creek Valley for some work up there. A small university is having an art show and might have some promising new clients, and so she'd be in West Creek Valley. So if she doesn't answer the line, to call a different number, which she gave to Lucian. Her number that she'll have for while she's in West Creek. Lucian said, thanks. She said, you guys better come back. I know this shit is dangerous, but if you're giving me my car, it means you're bringing my car back. And Lucian said, yep, I got it. They had a sweet, wholesome heart-to-heart moment. Lucian was offered a date if he came back alive. Only if he came back alive with her car. Lucian said, yeah, okay. Lucian said, yeah,
man,
okay.
I'll take you out if you survive. I gotcha. I was like, what? Okay.
Very nice. She had a very nice house on the northeast side of town, or northwest side of town in the uptown, where it seemed like she had a relatively new place she had bought, very spacious. Lucian agreed. She said, my car's a classic, though. There's a tarp in the back of it to cover it up from harsh weather, because it can't be sitting out in the rain or any other kind of weather for too long. So if you're going to park it somewhere for a duration, please cover it up. Lucian agreed, drove back to his place, to pick up both you, Jaleel, and Drew. You had to help Drew, who is still not injured but sore from, of course, the fractured ribs. Picked the two of you up, got you all in the back of the steam cart, and you all drove to Bloomfast. It was, and let me actually change the music now. There we go. It was, I'm just trying to tell you the duration of the trip. It was a 95-hour or roughly 4-day-long trip to Bloomfast. Your group saw it in the distance as you rode through the area, and we pick up with the sound of lightning stirring you awake, Jaleel. It's kind of loud, and the sound of thunder roaring overhead, and the flash of lightning kind of in your eye for a brief moment.
What's going on? What?
That's where we pick
Sorry,
up.
what was the last 10 seconds? I was trying to get my voice.
You woke up to the sound of thunder and lightning flashing overhead.
And we arrived at Bloomfast.
You were on the road there. You're about, well, who knows how far away you are currently, but you were on the way there when you went to sleep.
Okay.
You had fallen asleep about the end of the third day, and are just now waking up on the 4th day of travel. Lucian is still driving. There's like a... Oh, I forgot as well. We didn't have to do this, of course. I forgot entirely about this. I will allow you all some point in time between this session and the next one to retroactively have bought things on the road, because I believe you all did stop at a roadside place to pick up some like snacks and gear, possibly. So if you all wish to buy anything, just make a list of it. There should be an equipment and item section in your document you can review. Otherwise, you can just ask about items you might want, and you can send them their way. But I'll say, if you think of this, you wake up and see like a stack of cans very neatly arrayed in a bag, or like a bag of like cans of like energy drinks and coffees on the driver, or like right next to Lucian's console where he's driving as you wake up, kind of in the back seat right now.
Damn, that sounds about
Because
right.
Lucian's been driving the whole time for the most part, because he was given the car. And of course, you all did take breaks here and there, but not long ones, because any like prolonged break would put you all behind by hours, if not a day.
Yeah, weren't they like what?
They are
6 hours ahead.
They are a little under a full day ahead of you all.
A full day. That's what
Yep, they're about a full day ahead of you guys. But yes, Jaleel. Sorry, continue.
Not there yet, huh, Lucian?
You decided to wake up.
Well, it's hard with your shitty driving. Hard to sleep.
I've been up for the last 4 days. Leave me alone. And I like sipped the last bit of like what the? They don't have Monster in this.
We'll say they've got like it's sort of like a bear energy or something like that, like all capital letters, bear energy.
I got it. 4C. We're good.
Sports.
Let me grab some water real fast, and I will continue my distribution.
Rummage through this whatever we bought at the stop, looking for like a granola bar or something. Just chew on a little, something to keep me.
Share my damn granola bars with you.
Come on, let go. You like shooing my hands away as they try and reach for him. Come on, Lucy. Watch the road. Watch the road. Come on, we can share it. Fine.
Another loud.
Don't you have
thunder.
like berries and shit in your coat?
There is somebody consuming those berries. That is
Bro.
not me, and they need those berries more than I. Oh my god.
The
To take out like a couple of berries. I'm sorry, Robert. Looks at me confused, probably. Those are my berries.
Like why?
Drew looks at you and goes, "Oi, can I have some too?"
Oh.
Look at the berries.
Definitely not.
Can I like brake check real quick?
You break. He goes, "Oh, careful with the merchandise."
What do I
Holding
what do I
aside.
roll to not drop my berries all over the place? Because I have a.
Just
This
roll.
is not like a bag of berries. These are just loose berries.
Oh my god! Roll dexterity, please.
Oh my god.
For you, I'll tell Jalil to hold, like hang on. Well,
Oh. Okay.
In that case, you can add a narrative 1 to your roll, so D10 or add an extra D10 to that. Oh.
What the hell?
Did he score bad? Damn.
18.
You fucked your shit up.
Berries are going all
Well, we just talked about this, that as a definite failure, which means that if you try to recover this failure, there's a penalty 1 to the roll, but you definitely do begin to spill berries. You begin to, like, they're not all going, but you begin to drop berries on the floor as you try to catch them and hold Robert at the same time.
Catch, and
Roll me another
something leaves your
dexterity
hand.
check, but with a penalty 1, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Might have to will.
Subtract what? That's not okay. That's still a success. You're fine. Yeah, you do fumble catch like most of them, like 2 of them fall to the floor, but Robert goes to kind of jump down to eat them off the floor.
Okay, they didn't go to waste. God. Jeez, berries.
But you
I
also
need to
you
add
guys
berries.
aren't starving. You did stop for like food and snacks
Yeah.
at the roadside stop, so you're not like starving.
They
but
didn't have. They probably didn't have an electronic.
no, not at a standard cart stop.
Yeah. Put some meal syrups. Probably some
However,
meal syrup.
Lucian,
I guess we can figure it out later.
you would have noticed around about like 10 minutes ago, around the time when Julia was first stirring awake, the light pattern of rain had turned into a torrential storm that began to pour down the windows. As you drew nearer to the ruined metropolis where it remains, the long trip has been draining and anxiety-inducing at the very least. And your thoughts have been racing a mile a minute while you were the only one awake as to how you would handle the situation when you finally caught up to the ones that got away. And at this point in time, as you guys kind of refocus yourselves, still talking, of course, the sun has begun. The sun has begun to set around this point in time. Bring my clock forward. Oops, right there, about there. As the sun begins to set on the horizon, you crest a large hill and behold a sight that both fills you with awe and also fills your stomach with knots. A city as big, if not bigger, than Visix rests on the coastline. A large tunnel is the only entrance into the city. The massive, cracked, and shattered glass dome that once protected it from the waves now allows rain and seawater access to the quiescent streets of the ruined port city of Bloomfast. You all
Well, ain't that about a bitch?
arrive.
Domino's is texting me.
Sorry about that. I will put the date you arrive in the chat. But you arrive. Here's the date.
Oh.
You arrive at the exterior of the city on 28/08/452, or for those from Eremos, Rolling Sands Day 127 of the 700th rotation. Arriving, you spot a path. Your wheels suddenly hit metal as you almost will fall on this path, of course, as you begin to kind of drive down it. There's only open course that leads you, and your wheels hit metal as you dip off of this dirt turning stone road onto train tracks. The opening you find as you drive through further into the city leads you all to the wide expanse of the Bloomfast train and cart station. There's only one train here. I'm actually going to go to the map. There you go. Up here. Bink. There's only one train here, sitting off on an emergency track. It's rusted and dented, parts have been removed, and its outer casing looks to be dismantled. Perhaps it was waiting repairs or retrofitting. Your mind can't help but wonder how many more lives it could have saved if this train was operational. However, that's in the past. You need to keep yourself focused on the present. And the cart begins to slow to a halt as you find a nice spot to stop the cart, Lucian. And you all are inside of the Bloomfast train and cart station, officially parked.
Finally. Is there anywhere that's like covered outside, like the station?
The entire station is covered right now. You guys.
Okay.
The city gates themselves were closed off, like almost like quarantined off. People aren't allowed to go there usually. The only opening in there was through the train tracks. That was the path you all took.
Oh damn.
Let me do this again.
I'm going to stretch my legs. And get out and just kind of keep an eye around to see. Just be aware of my surroundings, look around a little bit, stretch my legs. We've been driving for a while. New place, new buildings. I don't know what's around.
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom or intelligence perception check. Let me see what you got. You want to add anything to that?
Can I will on that?
You can.
Yeah.
You can pull any roll you want. Technically speaking,
Could I will to that, and also not as like an extra roll, but have I don't know. Does Robert know alert yet?
Not yet, no, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Currently, he knows to come to what you call him to pick up things
Yeah.
and to hide. That still succeeds.
No,
With that roll, you looking around do spot something that is definitely eye-catching. It's partially concealed behind what looks to have been like an old snack cart that's parked off. That's like kind of set in the center of what looks to be an open seating area that would be in between where like tracks 1 and 2 might converge. You know how like metro stations are. How like one half is like the orange line, the other half is like the green line, like opposite directions. Kind of like that kind of open seating area in the middle there. You do spot behind like a small stand, a steam cart of custom make, parked right there in the center of the opening.
Hey, Lucian, do you see this?
Do I have to roll a perception check?
No, you're not.
Does it look like it's been... I guess we're in a covered area. Can I go? I'm going to go investigate.
Yes, you can.
Keep an eye
Drew
out.
will just kind of hop out.
Oh, yeah, Drew's here.
I'll go fast because people keep sending us. I need to mute my phone before I get a thing. What are you doing, Lucy? Are you going to cover the cart up at all with the tarp?
Yeah. Is there like a little crevice or a little area I can like tuck the car into that's like not easily noticeable?
I'll say there is. Not the best place to hide, of course, because this is, of course, a cart station. The best place to hide would be either on the tracks or kind of how this other cart is placed behind, like, a small stand. Not really hidden, but more, like, out of initial view. We're hoping someone might overlook it is kind of the objective of it, just to, like,
Yeah, I'm gonna just do that real quick, put the tarp on.
All right. I'll say Drew helps you with that. Julia, as you walk closer...
As I'm walking over there and take my daily dose of intellect tonic, not just a little swig to keep me present, because I'm addicted.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm gonna look around the wheels and see if I want to look at like the tread to see if it's been covered up, if there's like mud, if there's like debris that's built up by them. And yeah, definitely look in the car and see what's in there.
Okay.
I second that.
Maybe look at
my mechanic on.
In that case,
look around the door for like hand smudges for like a number of people or whatever as well. People closing the door and stuff,
In that case, if you guys are working together on this, I will say either one of you can roll with advantage, or you can both roll and add a -1 to the roll. It is your choice, though.
Is it just a standard D100?
Yep, it's either intelligence or wisdom. But if one of you wants to roll, they can roll with advantage. If you both want to roll, you can both roll and add a D10 to it.
I've got pretty good wisdom, but we might find different things too.
I'll do intelligence. You do wisdom.
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then you can both add a D10 to that.
Big numbers,
Okay.
big
72.
numbers.
69.
And
still a 90.
93.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah. Great success.
Looking around I'll start with you, Jalil. Looking around, you do see there are like footfall, like scuff marks as if someone was walking away that haven't been fully washed clean from the rain, which indicates, at least with that roll, that someone definitely was walking away from this area within the last maybe 12 to 13 hours.
Okay.
Can I also, maybe afterwards, make a check for the like the type of vehicle and see if it matches the descriptions we heard from?
I will save that both of you. This is the exact same cart from the robbery. This is the one that the thieves had rappelled into when they left the gallery to escape.
This is the custom.
Yep. Looking around it, Lucian, as well. Yep. Looking around Lucian, this is the same one. It has the same upper canopy. There is nothing in the cart as you look through it, Lucian. Just like empty food and drink bag, kind of put off to the side of one of the seats. And kind of looking around more into the canopy area of it, there looks to be like spare unusable bits of like climbing gear in the upper canopy above the seating area, and you can see now inside there's like a small hatch inside the cart that allows someone to go from the interior seating up into the canopy to kind of either climb in there and lay down or to grab things from up there. Almost like extra storage or holding a person.
This is a pretty old building, right?
Bloomfest itself has been... We look at the calendar so we can give you an exact history of it. Bloomfest itself flooded about over 100 years ago. So yes.
Damn.
Relatively old.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard.
Do the math
I want
real quick.
I'm gonna consciously like start looking around for.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna try and look around for some for just like some loose nails, and not puncture the tires, but like set them up so that if they drove like forward or backwards, at least one of the tires would pop.
That'll require a strength check, please. Because if you, I don't know. Oh, well, I guess same roll.
This one.
Observation. I guess we'll go with observation first.
I'm looking around for loose nails. If I can't find any,
I was gonna say
try
first and foremost. 1 second here. I need to just find something. I can get this right. Yeah. Okay. I'll say easy enough to find like loose.
I do
sharp
have my
debris.
hammer. And,
Yeah, I'll say that's.
like,
It's enough to find loose, sharp debris around the area.
yeah.
Not a lot of loose nails that are still, that aren't like rusted or already bent. But there are definitely a few things you could try to use. I would need you to roll me either a strength check or an intelligence check, please, to try and do this properly.
While he does that, is it possible I can like smell or like see if anyone has like a distinct odor that I can follow someone?
I will say this will be a tough one. You can roll me wisdom, but there will be a penalty 2 to this one, so subtract 2d10 from your roll when you make it.
You fucker. Okay.
Because it's been at least half a day or more. And subtract 2d10.
You know what? I'll
please.
take that.
I mean, yeah, it's not bad. But just subtract 2d10 from that. But I mean, even at worst, you're still gonna get what was that, a 62? Still success. I'll say, just kind of looking around the cart, the faint like scent of that same. I'll say the same faint scent of that same cologne you got from the buyer. The same scent you got from the buyer when you had been sniffing around the back of the gallery before. It's the same scent of that cologne and shoe smell that specific buyer had been wearing.
Wait a minute. What? In the back where like the little campfire thing was?
Yep, in the back where the when he had been sniffing around the back of the gallery trying to find tracks of where the thieves had went, and you had found the shoes, or you found the shoe prints of the buyer. The scent of that same scent is still here with this vehicle.
Discover what the name was? I forgot.
The name of the buyer was, 1 second here.
I know the dude was like crying like a little bitch behind a little display case.
And the name of the buyer is Cronin Trevino.
Yeah.
It is the same scent.
Got it in my notes.
It's the same scent of the shoes and cologne you got from him earlier.
He's definitely here.
I am fumbling terribly putting this thing together.
Yeah, you
I
get some stuff together.
My hand.
I'm
gonna have tetanus.
I mean, that is actually that is a 7. Yes, I will say you do take 1 point of damage. You do take 1 point of damage. You kind of cut your hand like a sharp piece of like loose stone. I wouldn't say it's a nail, like a sharp piece of loose stone, and you kind of hammer the stone in a little bit. It like dents in a tire a little bit, not enough to like damage it, but then the stone shatters from the hammer.
Oh my god. I cut my losses with that thing and cutting my hand.
Well, no, it all happened at the same point. It was like you put it up to the tire, hammered it once, cut your hand, went and then dropped the stone, and the stone shattered.
Oh my god.
So yeah, take.
Alright, I'm just gonna take my. I did. And I'm not even gonna do anything because I've realized if their tire wheel pops and they're trying to escape, they're just gonna take our car or steal our car.
It's gonna take our car. That'd be crazy.
I mean, if we make it out of this, I plan on taking their car. There's no ifs, ands, or
That
buts.
that
Cause I ain't keeping Alicia's. We need our own ride, and this is
I like
custom
it
made.
custom.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna roll in style, baby. Woo. Okay, sorry, Gabe.
Alright.
You're good. No, but
I walk back towards Lucian and Drew, just defeated. Like, yeah, defeated. Okay, what? You guys find anything?
Knowing me and my little smelly techniques, it's definitely the guy from the gallery. So he's here somewhere.
Can you find? Can you like track people with that smell?
Something like that. It's kind of complicated.
Okay.
Cause they're like, it's been 12 hours, so I'm assuming any like foot tracks that were there kind of like mushed.
they are.
Yeah.
Jalil had barely seen some indicating that people were here within 12 hours, but beyond just seeing that they were here, most of them are washed away at this point by the rain.
Mm.
The fuck, where would they go?
It's a big town. But I can't imagine that they would come here for nothing. You think there's people living around here still? Despite everything that's happened? I mean, there must be.
I don't think it's any good people. That's the thing.
But y'all gonna enter the city? Because you are technically in the city, but you're like at the exterior part, like at the large station.
Yeah, I guess we'll just...
There's only one way out is through like the large, like almost like you know, like those rotating gates they have at like fucking every other damn train station. It's like one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
You kind of push through those and begin this hunt for these thieves just as the sun has fully set over the city. 7:30, and you can see upon entering. First of all, there is a map like of the city, like one of those, you know, like a large city map for tourists to review at the top. The glass on it is partially cracked on one side, and the map looks a bit tattered from the rain that had gotten through from the broken glass. However, you can also see from behind the map at the top of this hill, because the entire city is basically on a downward slope going towards the coastline. And it kind of ends at the end. You see where there would be like the rim that would block the water off. There is currently water pouring over the edge. Waves and water violently flowing into the city. And you notice that just past the halfway, or just past like the very upper part of downtown right here, almost like this exact line right here, right here, is all flooded off. Around like right here. Anything past the very top part of downtown, which you read on the map to be called the Heart, is flooded entirely, with it progressively getting deeper and deeper the further closer to the coastline you go. But you do see on the map locations that can be of importance. The major districts of the city. You see the Outer Harbor, the Gate Keep, the Coastal District, the Heart, and city limits are all the major areas of the city.
And you said gatekeep?
Yes. I'll put them in here.
No.
Which part is like the least flooded?
Where you are right now, which is the city limits.
I don't think they would be there.
Those are the districts right there.
Wait, didn't they need access to water? Didn't they have a boat or something?
From what you were told, someone did have a boat, yes.
Right.
Yeah, so
Maybe
probably
coastal.
near the coast somewhere. Oh, is this like a... Oh, can I ping it in? Is this like a little...
What's the
river
closest
This
out of all of these?
the
Like,
the closest
seen
would be
anybody
the
yet.
Heart, of course. That's the closest district for you guys. Since Bloomfest was a port city, most of its like livelihood was either found near the Outer Harbor or towards the Coastal District. And I will I mean, Lucian, roll me intelligence, please. See if you're recalling anything about Bloomfast in particular. And while that's happening, Jaleel, roll me a D100. 81. Bloomfast itself. Why is it like that? There should not be a bullet point.
Get that wheel pull in there. Get that wheel pull.
Oh my good. That's all 3 will for the day. All have been burned. You didn't need to do that, but it wasn't really a skill check. That's for a D100. I'll let you take back one of those. You can take back one of those rolls because it wasn't a skill check.
Well,
unless you want to keep those in there, because this is one of the random. This is one of the random events here. This is one of the events that will determine how you encounter the part, like a clue in the chapter. So
yeah,
so this would determine the difference there, because a 51 is above. 51 and above is a different criteria than a 46. That's what you want to go with then. All right. Well, I guess first then, what direction are you all heading? You're heading further down towards the coastline, as I described. I'm done. Let me describe Chris's thing first, then I'll ask what direction you're heading. The outer harbor, in a broad sense, from what you recall, Lucian, you did have a bit of history in terms of Bloomfast, because there is a potential that hounds would have to be sent to Bloomfast for search and rescue in the event of teenagers or fishermen in danger, because you are the most physically equipped to handle harsh climates. Even though a Stoneglass prison is the kind of area where hounds exclusively operate, Bloomfast being so close means that technically the first responders of Bloomfast would be either the hounds or the PSOs that work near Bloomfast. So you would know a bit about the city just from the history of it. The outer harbor is where the secondary issues. It's where secondary issues of ports are, where they have residences and businesses beyond the coastal district. They have an erosion channel. That's what this is. This is an erosion channel. It's built to ensure that the water doesn't berate too much on the coastline of the city, and it's to ensure that the pressure of the water doesn't it was meant to not destroy the levees in place, is why they made this channel. The channel is meant here to relieve pressure of the water and let it kind of flow up through the city and then back out through a different series of networks that are throughout the city. Looking at other coastal places from your memory, the Gatekeep, the district itself is just a large collection of massive indoor piers that house anything from boats to surplus supplies. It is a vital location for the longevity of oceanic assets within Bloomfast. It keeps all the boats safe from the deadly torrential waters that surround it, and it also allows large amounts. It's basically like they're basically like large warehouses, like basically large coastal warehouses. Some hold boats, some hold supplies. It's also where they have the Deep Sea Observatory, which was a very important place. The outer harbor houses the Bloomfast Coastal Relief Force Lighthouse, which was a very important location back in the past. It is where the elite of Bloomfast would go for their rescue operations, where they'd base for rescue operations. Lastly, in terms of like the oceanic front type places, would be the coastal district. Very little to the name. It has a majority of where the fishermen and sailors and tourists and travel agencies locate. It's one of the more hazardous locations, so a majority of the PSO stations are located in the coastal district, and it's also where the formerly the largest fish market in the continent was. The Taste of the Sea Bloomfast Fish Market used to be there. So knowing about these 3 locations, which direction would we begin to head in? Towards coastal, Gatekeep, or outer harbor?
Would it help at all if I, with the historic breakthrough, to add any information to where, I don't know, I guess yeah. You gave quite a bit of information about, sounds like the Gatekeep might be our best bet, but I don't know if any other.
I agree. I mean,
if I had any. That being said, maybe I'll use my historic breakthrough if I can.
You're more than welcome to. Go ahead and roll me.
Try and remember.
Straight D100, and then you can ask me one question. Well, I guess first, what's your question?
I want to know if the seller has any, if I could remember if the seller, or if I would know of any assets that like you were saying, one area was mostly like the high class, if he would be likely to have anything in a particular area versus just like where the warehouses are at the gatekeep. You said the outer harbor was like where they were mostly, right?
The
or
outer
the
harbor is
expedition.
like the search and rescue area. That's where all like the runaways and
The outer harbor is for like commercial piers and houses for people that want to live on the water, and for smaller markets. The coastal district, which is the larger of the two, is where a majority of the PSO like outposts are located, and it's mainly just where the houses and the large fish market is located, or was located.
Then I guess I'll ask more plainly, just if the seller that I guess we're kind of thinking, and I thought we heard last, or maybe the session before last, that guy, he was already kind of a subject of interest in all of this.
You didn't have any confirmation, but he was definitely a subject of interest after your last investigation.
So yeah, I'd be curious if I could remember at all if he had anything, or had any assets here, if his family would have any assets or anything.
Go ahead and roll me a D100, please.
You better hope this fucking this dice don't hit the bed on it.
I'm gonna type it in.
I mean, the DC's lower, went from an 80 to 75, so.
There you go. Attaboy.
Once per day breakthrough. Thinking back on the buyer. And since this is a historic breakthrough, the GM can give you one fact, up to my discretion, regarding your question.
He's here.
The buyer looked a bit too young for that to have been, for him to have any family, at least located in Blue West Street recollection. He seemed more interested in the arts than anything else, and in history. There's not much in the way of art or history that remains publicly known to be accessible in Bloomfast. The only historical landmarks within the city itself would be located either in the gatekeep or in the outer harbor. Everything else is, upon glance, like just looking over the city, it looks to either be too residential or too bureaucratic in nature. You can't seem having any familial assets here unless they're either in the gatekeep or in the outer harbor.
That makes sense.
And that is the most I can give you. So, at the very least, it does cross out the coastal district as being anywhere important. It definitely does aim your search more towards the northeast side of town than anything.
Yep.
Is the heart like giving off that like trader outpost vibes? There's like lights and shit.
Oh
like
no!
Coming out of it.
This city is dead.
It's like straight up abandoned.
There is nothing. You don't see lights. There's no indication that people have been having tried to re-inhabit the city. It is gone. No traders, no people. For all intents and purposes, this is a graveyard. You are standing in a place where thousands had been pulled out into the ocean and died.
No, actually, this makes our lives a lot easier. We just find the people that are still alive.
Precisely. There shouldn't be anyone in this place other than who you're looking for. Anyone that is here snuck in just like you guys did, and are either here looting places, vandalizing, or trying to re-inhabit the... I mean, no one should be re-inhabiting anywhere, because this place is a hazard zone. The water levels grow higher, not by much, but grow higher every year. Eventually, this entire coastal city will be flooded up until the back line where the train tracks are.
Okay, so where would a young, I guess, somewhat wealthy, knowledgeable person reside?
Well, it is the robbers that are here too, not that guy. I think you're right. I think the gatekeep. Oh, if he is also here, then he might be in the outer harbor. But I think the gatekeep, I think your hunch was spot on. That seems like that might have those supplies and the resources that they would need to
bigger warehouse.
move. Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's go to the gatekeep. Let's do this shit. Can I like get my brass knuckles ready and like slide them on my fingers in case shit goes south? What the heck? That's 23 miles.
God.
Damn. Still got my dress shoes on. Oh shit. Just gets darker. Oh, okay.
Night. It is nighttime when we're traveling. We got here late. Damn, it's fucking way late in the night. We're gonna get there like in the morning. 20 miles. Hey. It takes like a day to walk 20 miles.
My bad, sorry. I might be muted.
Oh.
I was describing. If you were to be on like a power walk or a hike, how fast do you think you guys could walk like 8 miles?
I mean, an average hiking like 20-25 miles is like 8 hours average. Something like that, I think. They're like between, depending, 20 to 40. Some people can do like 40, which is crazy.
Okay.
As I understand.
The next thing I will ask, would you guys be jogging at all, or are you just walking the whole way through?
Probably not jogging.
Okay.
We're also trying not to get robbed, you know.
I'll put you about here then. About here at about this time. When you get to about here, I will say it'll be a bit tough. I need Lucian to roll me roll me a wisdom check with a penalty 1, please, Lucian.
Bruh.
To keep watch. See if you spot anything that might guide your search.
Oh.
Is that wisdom?
Yes, please.
Oh.
Woo!
You already know,
man. Buddy!
Oh,
yeah,
First
buddy!
100 of the session. You already know.
That's insane. All right,
so
with that,
penalty 1 or no?
You hear voices echoing.
Oh.
It's a bit of ways away. I'll say about a mile or so up in a really tall building. These buildings go up, compared to Vissix, which has about like 4-story buildings at most. Some buildings here go up to about 5 or 6 stories. And about like a 5 or 6-story building, on the upper levels, you hear voices echoing. I'll say with that roll, actually, not hard to make out the conversation either. Very faintly hearing the rain and the wind. You hear talking about like, this one's clear. No, mate, this one's not clear. Look, over here. Open window, perfect shot.
It sounds like maybe corrupt PSOs, maybe robbers.
You'd see, I say with same roll, you do see faintly like 2 figures standing at like an open, broken bay window, pointing to a rooftop, like across the road, deeper in. I'll say that this about like right here, they're about like down here. I'm looking up here. They're about down in like this area here, like at the end of like a few blocks. They're shouting pretty loudly over the rain. You can see their lights faintly from like their like lamps, and they look to be pointing, as you guys get a bit closer, they're pointing a bit down this direction, where the water line has just begun to rise. Not deep, but it's about up to like at this point in the water is about like up to like I'd say, like the base of your ankle.
Dang.
What the hell? So what? They're camping the edge?
No, they're pulling off to a rooftop somewhere else, like adjacent to the building across the street. No, push here. I'll be nice to push here.
What's going on, Lucian? Or am I resting? We're still walking.
You're still walking, yeah. You're walking about 3 hours now. Mostly downhill. I'll say mostly downhill, so we'll cut the travel time in half. Is why I moved you a bit further, because you are walking. This entire city is downhill from this point. Going back uphill would be twice as long, but since you're walking downhill for most of the way here, is a bit faster.
Is there any like loose like trash cans or something with a lid?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit on that bitch and I'm gonna slide.
But
that's what you do see.
And Lucian, I'd say, would you point out to Drew and Jaleel.
Yeah, I warned them that there's people up top, so we gotta be careful.
And then he slides away on the top of a trash.
Keep up.
I love it.
You,
I love it.
He points, and you do see the figures both up there on this rooftop. Again, like they're about like half an hour to an hour, not half an hour. They're about like a football field's length away, but also up 6 stories, and they are pointing across. And you see one of them like looks like they're fidgeting with something on the ceiling right now, but you can't see because it's the middle of the night. And as night begins to set in, the darkness flooding the streets with more ferocity than even the waves, the thin rays of moonlight that pierce the clouds are all the only source of illumination. But the toiling water sloshing angrily against mankind's fragile evidence remains ever present, a reminder of the danger you should face continuing this hunt in this kind of area of darkness. So you're welcome to continue.
Maybe we should
continue trailing them. I will say there'll be a few more checks.
Were they moving through the buildings, or they were just?
They were moving through that upper building, and then they stop at the edge of a broken bay window, and we're pointing across the street to a different building, and we're talking for a second and messing with something on the rooftop or on the upper ledge of the window.
Oh damn! Do the people on top of the building have like a sniper or something? I don't know if they
I'll say this
guns.
Last impression of your thing. Hard to gauge, but they I'll say their chests do look a bit bulkier, reminiscent of the same armor they had on at the gallery robbery before. They're definitely wearing armor currently, so they are at least armed and equipped. But that's the most
so
he's
not
making
the
out. Same armor. Yep, same armor. Like they're definitely wearing some sort of body armor. So that was what I'm trying to get at. Hard to gauge if they're actually armed beyond that, but they do look a bit bulkier than like being unarmed.
How far away were they?
But
up here?
No, they're down here. They're further south. They're 100 yards down the road and 6 stories up.
No way.
That's not too far at all.
I'm good.
We could hug the wall and like try and get closer.
I'm gonna go up to them.
I'll come with you. I think we all will if that's the plan. Yeah, and try and trail them, but close the distance.
Worst case, we can interrogate them because they work with the same people, so maybe they have some information.
They could be, yeah, and they could be also like holding back from another group just as like a warning or to make sure they're not being trailed. So probably better if we.
Yeah, I mean, and
they weren't too far ahead of us. They don't know we're after them. So they could have got here, taken a day break, and then like started hiking before we like shortly before we arrived.
Agreed.
So close the distance.
Okay. So I'll say you close this. You get to the base
and try and be pretty quiet. And
it's hard to
like
see.
Stick to the walls.
They're far above the streets. It's hard to see. But you do get to the base of the building, and about that point, they're no longer in the window anymore. They have back away from the window at about the point you guys get to the base of the building. All right, we're done here. Come on back.
Come on back. Oh shit. How tall or how far away is the window from us?
It is a couple 100 feet above you guys. They're almost. They're on the 6th story. They're on the top floor.
Can I check both corners of the building just to see if there's any way between the buildings?
Oh yeah, like an emergency ladder or something, like a little bridge.
Or
shit like that.
Yeah, just make sure that if they are gonna leave the building, they have to come out through the bottom, or see if there's like for some reason a plank between 2 windows in the alley or something.
I'll say I'll add 10 minutes at a time. Looking around the building, there is a backside fire exit and the front door. And that's about it currently.
Is there a way up to the backside exit?
The fire exit? No. The ladder to it is still like pulled up and kind of like locked there how they normally are.
Okay.
How far away is it, or how high is it?
It's about like 10 feet.
Bet.
It wouldn't make a lot of noise though.
Watch this shit.
Oh my god. I go to the front.
I'm jumping for that ladder.
Go ahead and roll me a strength check, please.
I'm gonna take my hammer out and hold an
Say
action
it
at
is
the front door.
It is a penalty 1 though because it is rain slicked, and I will say to our front, Jalil, you do see that just at the edge, the building they're trying to get to is one of the first buildings that is at the edge of the water. Like as soon as you cross the street to the building they were pointing at, it is water up to about like your mid thigh.
Damn. Okay.
Okay. Question: If
Yeah.
I use my grappling hook and rope, would it make a difference?
Yeah, it would help a lot. I'd say it would reduce the penalty 1. I'd counteract that because you'd be using a rope and an item as opposed to just using yourself to jump up there and grab something.
Bet. All right, strength. Don't let me down, mate. Just put that stats in there.
I guess Drew and I will just keep stay close to the
You throw over there. It latches onto the. It kind of loops around. It kind of hooks there onto the bottom of the ladder. You kind of tug it down, and it like slams down with like a heavy rusted thud.
Yo, we should have taken their cables and like ropes and shit from their car. Damn. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, the ladder is down.
Fantastic. I'm gonna make my way up.
Okay, down to the 6th floor.
Yes, sir.
Being ahead your way up there. Roll me either dexterity or intelligence. I'll say dexterity, intelligence, or wisdom, your choice, to see how well you can hide. I'll add a narrative 1 to this because you are hiding. God damn!
Yo, what the fuck is going on today?
On a rampage today. 97. Damn, boy, on a rampage. All right.
You already know.
You get to, I'd say, before you get to this floor, you get to about I'll say you get to the 5th floor. And you see 2 lights. Sorry, you see 2 lights walking through the 5th floor as well. But then you hear voices on the 6th floor of others talking on the floor above.
Okay. So.
And you kind of peek through one of the windows at the fire exit to look through the window of the office, like kind of this kind of office building you're in, and you see very large man and a smaller person next to him walking the building, just kind of scanning the floor.
No.
And he's like, you see the one. He looks at him and goes, "I'm not sure we're gonna find what we're looking for on this floor." And the larger man that I mean, it's not hard to guess who.
It's him, isn't it?
It is.
What the fuck's his name?
It is Andre Stone for sure.
There he is.
He goes.
Fucking Andre Stone.
There's no reason why I have to worry about this kind of thing. I'm certain we'll find. Bloomfest had some of the best snacks, in my opinion. You keep looking for the right vending machine, we'll find something eventually. And I was like, are you sure? This is a physical waste of time. And it's like, no, I'm certain. I mean, the top floor team said they found a good window to get us across, so we found what we're looking for. Waited out to the morning.
Waited out until. Okay. See, now here's the question: do we wait for them to sleep, or we pick them off now?
I mean, I think I'm still at the front door.
You're still downstairs, the front door of the room right now.
I'm having like an inner monologue. Since Jalil's the ground floor.
You head back down.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep like tagging behind them just to like keep note of where they are until they like sleep or whatever, or call it a night.
I guess after a little while, either Drew and I will go around to the scaffold and kind of like hand sign. Drew, racing. Do like, hands up. What the fuck is going on?
I just use sign language and then continue my watch.
After about like
2 people inside.
After about like 20 minutes, Andre Stone and the other man head up a staircase to the top floor, or to the 6th floor. Begin head back upstairs, and you hear what sounds to be. You hear 7 voices on the top floor, on the 6th floor. as they'll be talking about. Hard to make out the conversation from this, like from just the rain. At this one, there's a lot louder than it was even when you were driving up. But it is definitely at least 7 voices that you can see. You go to the 6th floor, you can see the shadows of 4 people, and then 3 others are in view talking in the direction of the other 4 are currently.
Is there a way to get closer and just to eavesdrop, or?
You'd have to enter the building for that, because you're still in the fire exit. You have to enter the building for that one. If you enter the building, it will require a different stealth check. But if you want to try to eavesdrop from this distance, you can. It would just have a pretty hefty penalty to it.
Fuck it, we ball. We're going.
Oh my!
You going in the building? All right. This is going to require dexterity stealth exclusively, because you're trying to avoid making a sound with broken glass and other things on the floor, possibly. So roll me dexterity stealth with the penalty.
This is where it's gonna get bad.
This is it is where it gets. This is where it gets. If you want to go in there, it's a dexterity stealth with a penalty 2 to it. Sorry, no, penalty 1. Penalty 1 because it is still dark, but you're not sure what you're stepping on by going on the other side because of how dark it is currently. The only light that is.
Can Drew or I be at the corner of the building?
Yeah,
like watching.
Because you're both there.
We can see him going in and like, okay, we should go inside now.
Yeah, you can see that.
Okay. Then Drew and I are gonna.
But I'll say the fact that it is dark will counteract the fact that you cannot see where you're stepping on the other side of the door, because the only light on the inside is coming from their camp. Everything else, when I say it is pitch black, it is because remember this world does not have like street lamps anywhere like that are like, especially in this city with the city everything all gone. It's a cloudy night, the moon is barely shining through, and it is a pitch black city, and you're going into the interior of a building right now. There is no lights at all. It's like being in the middle of nowhere.
I got night vision though.
You got better.
I got night vision.
You don't got night vision. Go ahead. Roll that dexterity check. Minus 1d10.
Okay. Well, hold on, coach. Can I pop a crack pill real quick? Can I just let me get some crack in there.
You can use one of your enhancements you have.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm scared.
If you're certain,
up and if I get a 20, Andre's big stone is about
if you're certain, you can indeed, or you can. Or I will say, if you'd like to hold an action to pop one, you can do that as well.
What do the mints do again? I don't know where to find them.
The mints?
Mints?
To what mints?
Mint?
Those are just normal mints. They're they're mint flavored mints. That's all they are.
What do they do?
They're just mints. They just make your breath smell nice.
Give me wings.
No.
Red Bull.
All right, give me that roll.
Fuck, dude. Wait, so I get the +4 to strength and dex. So do I?
Yep.
Add?
No. So your whatever your score is.
Drew have
what is your
anything?
dexterity right now?
17.
So that's was that a +2, right?
But you said 4.
Well, 17's a +2, right, for your modifier?
3.
+3. In that case, 17 plus 4 puts you at 21, which would be a +5. So instead of being a +3 to your dexterity, it'd be a +5 to your dexterity.
And there's still thunder, right?
Yep. That's why I counteracted
Nice.
some of it. It was a counteract of it. It was 2 penalty because of the weather, but it was a 1 because it is dark and there was still thunder. So,
Okay, Lucian, don't let me down, man. We're on a roll today. Come on, let's do this shit. Okay.
oh!
That is cheating.
I just subtract 1d10.
Oh, nice.
It's still not bad. It's a 90 still, and I will now roll a perception check, and I'll give them a penalty as well.
No, what? No, this is what's on. I'm gonna get like 90s and 100s on this shit, but when it comes to fighting, I'm gonna die.
4. Yeah.
I'll say you step inside, you hear the kind of glass being in a shatter under your foot, and you move your foot quietly to the side of it and step in a bit quieter, and you see not Andre Stone. You see one of the other people that are there kind of turn their head and face your direction for a brief moment, wait, Again, it is pitch black, so they can't see you. You're like in the shadow right there. They're looking like right at you almost, and they look back.
Oh my god.
And they look back. They rolled an 85, but they subtracted the 6 from the penalty, so they got a 79.
Oh my god.
Man,
They look
come
back.
on, you gotta have faith in me. Now.
They are about like 30 yards away in this building. You can now roll me a wisdom check to eavesdrop without any penalty to it.
Okay, can I add my D10 because of my
Yes, you may.
keen senses? Wisdom.
Damn.
Popping off today.
Straight up.
Man, I'm trying to get that progress, baby. We waited too long for this shit.
Yeah.
You hear when people go, so boss, we followed you to this building. We spotted a good spot across the way. It is the pharmaceutical building business across the street, about northeast from us right now. We'll use that to cross in the morning. I've already set the clamps up for our ropes, so it should not take us too long. And you hear the same voice you heard at the gallery, the one that had received the artifact, speak back.
Fucking cunt stain. Oh.
This is good news. We're going to keep making our way towards Outer Harbor, and we're going to grab what we need from the lighthouse, and then we'll be out. Quick, it should be no more than a day and a half trip, I think. Counting tonight, of course. Speaking of tonight, I want Stone and Sloan on security tonight for the first watch.
Oh.
And then after those two, I want... Well, I'll leave the rest to you, Stone. Andre, you hear Andre Stone goes, for security tonight, for first watch, it'll be me and Sloan. Next watch, we'll have rotations. I want first watch to be on patrol, second watch to be awake but relaxing, third watch can sleep. Myself and Sloan will be on the watch on patrol. I want Chavez and the Miss on standby at camp. I want Brooks and Reed. I want Reed and whatever your name was again. You all can sleep. You'll take point in the morning. Wrong voice. I'm supposed to be German. I messed up. I want Chavez and whatever your name is on the last watch. That's how we'll do things. If there are no check-ins from the patrol team, every 30 minutes, wake the camp up. Keep your walkie-talkies on at all times. Lamps on at all times. We'll sweep floors 4 through 6 exclusively. I'm fairly certain that it looks over to someone you can't see off to the other side. Lucy, and you can't see, it's a figure you can't see in the shadow still. Looks off to the direction. I'm pretty sure Chavez already set up some of our small wire traps on floors 1 through 3, so we're good with those. Fire exits should be pulled up, but just in case, floors 4 through 6, I'll sleep the fire exits around the end of my watch. Alright everyone, chow down. We'll break for patrols and positions in an hour. He sits back down. Everybody's gonna eat their food from these like cans and small bags.
Fuck. This is a lot harsher than I thought.
It's a hound. And from your knowledge,
fuck him.
From what your knowledge, a person that can set wire traps as well, and whoever else these people are. But I'll put
he's not just a hound. He's a fucking specimen. Okay.
There is.
Jesus.
I can actually give you lore about. Hang on. Also, these are the names you heard right here. These are the names you heard. Right, yeah, there's Chavez, Rios. So, the names you heard were those four, but you also know that Andre Stone is one of them, and then there's the buyer and whoever the other mystery person was that Stone was talking to. Total of 7 people in the room currently.
Okay.
But there is actually information about Stone that I figured out. So your generation of hounds came right after Stone's generation of hounds in terms of like training and the sciences into it. Your generation was you were like they kind of rearrange them every now and again depending on what generation comes through. They're given almost like very similar to how they rate cards for currency. They're given almost like metal alloy variations of groups. The Silver Generation was considered to be one of the largest groups of hounds that was created, and they were all highly exceptional, better than even the first other like 2 to 4 generations that were made.
Okay.
Stone's group was a part of the Gold Generation. They were some of the best they had seen
Bruh,
at their time.
So this fucker's a Spartan 2 and I'm a Spartan 4? What is this? This is
I
wild.
get not in that same way. It's more in the way of how they handled training and the gene therapy at the time. Hounds were still in the stage where they're trying to figure out the best chemical compound to kind of ensure that it wouldn't be any bad side effects, and they were still trying to figure out the best training that was usable for them. So they got training that might have been, to some would say, deadly. You know, hiking the mountains of stone glass in like
Burn
minimal
tube.
clothing.
Spartan 2.
Your group was still had to do the same hike alone in the mountains, but they would give you they gave you proper winter attire to hike it. You're given enough provisions to last exactly the duration you need. They mapped it out, estimated that it would be about a week-long hike from start to finish. You're given exactly enough provisions to last you 1 week and nothing more. Their group was given no winter clothing and enough provisions that could last them a week if they rationed properly. They were also given a different chemical compound mix to their genes that, while gave them better results for physicality, had a bit more volatility in terms of like their mental state. Because you're aware of how you have that, enraged state that happens when your health drops to a certain point. They have that too, but it's more selective. They can choose when it happens, but they can't choose when it ends. You can choose when it ends. Like it's a reaction. Yours is like a reflex. Like you drop a half health. It's a reflex that you go into this enraged state. They can choose when it goes into it, but they cannot choose when it stops because unlike you guys can. Once they're in that state, they cannot get it down without having either time pass or a proper dosage of a chemical compound.
I see.
So it makes them outstanding. However, it also makes so that they, in moments of high stress, should not be around other people, which is why many of the hounds of that generation either work alone or are like team leaders as opposed to standard hounds, because standard hounds get into more altercations than team leaders might.
Gotcha.
However, with this information, you are in the building. Do you care to exit or you want to stay inside?
The fuck? I'm leaving. I don't want to deal with this shit.
Okay.
I'm jumping out that bitch.
Climb back out. You climb back out, head back down to Jaleel and Jaleel and Drew.
Okay. This is gonna be really risky, but is there like some type of like railing system at the rooftop?
There
Your
is.
mom asked the same question.
Shut up. Not so. In what way do you mean? Like is there like a
like you can like hook up a rope and a grappling hook on it, and it's like
on this rooftop? Yes, but it's a lot thinner than other rooftops you're aware of. These rooftops are made to not hold water because of how much rain hits the city, and it can hold some water, but the roof is like almost like sloped downward. All roofs here are like almost sloped downwards slightly at an angle. Some are flat but have like slits in the sides to let water flow through. Some are like slanted downwards like a normal house would be. This one is partially slanted downwards like a house would be.
Okay.
So you could hook up there, but how long it could support your body weight is anyone's guess. It could probably hold there for at least a few minutes at most, but not for a long time.
Fuck, dude, I really want to know who that other person is. Oh. Is there no other rooftop that like looks into the building, or is that like the only tall building there?
There's the one across the street, but that one's in the water. There are other rooftops that go to about the 4th floor, but none go to the 6th floor. It is just that building and the one across the street.
Okay.
Any buildings that are about equal height are further into the heart, which is, of course, where the water flooding has begun.
I don't know. What's the dude's name? Wait, so is Corvus there? What's his name? Corvus?
Cronin?
Cronin. God
Yes,
damn.
Cronin is there.
Okay.
You saw Cronin. He is equipped, not as armed as they are, but he is definitely wearing like body armor, and he does indeed have a slug thrower on his hip. The ones you saw in plain view all had slug throwers fixed their hips and batons on their opposite hips. They're all equipped for combat, and they're all wearing. They all have what looks like like hiking packs that can sustain like rough weather, but are like enough tight to the body that they can carry with them across long distances.
Does he have his own little room area, or do they all?
They're all
sleep
camping
in the
They're all camping in this open floor of the 6th floor by the window area currently.
Shit. I mean, could just pop a shot at him and run. Because we are hunting an artifact after all, so his life doesn't really matter. But that makes me a murderer. But I can live with that.
But the 3 of you are together on the bottom floor, I believe, right? Or are you in the top floor?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, the 3 of you are on the bottom floor together. What would you care to do?
From all the information I learned, I'm gonna give Jalil and the little one that drinks all my shit, eats it, the rundown of
What?
I heard.
Oh.
Fucking Drew. Man don't pay no rent, nothing. He's drinking all my shit. And they said they're going to the pharmacy, right?
They're going to the pharmaceutical building across the street. Looks to be a large, like, pharmaceutical, almost like administration building across the street. It looks to be where they probably distribute, like the HQ of going to, like, it's like CVS HQ almost, like an HQ building where you go. It's like the admin building for a company, but it's for a pharmaceutical company that's located in Bloomfast, which you can gather. Seems they're going to be, from what you heard, they're going to be affixing ropes to cross over to that building in the morning.
Interesting. Okay.
Put it about.
We could always camp the rooftop. Like, we can't pick them off right now because they're all together. And they booby trap the hell out of this building. You know what? Okay. They're gonna set up shop in that, like that 4-story building.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna, like, take turns keeping watch.
All right. In that case, give me time for it a bit. So it's about 20 minutes to set up camp in there. I will say, about the time you guys get in there, you notice how cold you are. Like, you are cold. The adrenaline had been pumping before, but by the time you get here and set up, you realize that you are fingers blue, almost cold.
Ooh.
And I will now reveal a important thing about Bloomfast for this entire expedition. If you are exposed to the harsh climates of Bloomfast, that means just being outside or not drying off for more than an hour, you will begin to suffer the effects of hypothermia, which is one of the conditions of the game.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Jalil.
Yeah.
I need to warm up.
Can we find, I think you're right.
Brokeback Bloomfast.
Wait. Wait.
Come here,
I'm gonna
Jalil.
start the fire. No.
No. We can start our own fire.
You can go with Drew. I have Robert.
No.
Me and Robert have been.
I like Tolmer.
I'm very short.
I'm very short. But yes, it's not like just being here is a problem. It's like literally if you're just out in the rain walking for more than an hour because of how close you are to these coastlines and how harsh the winds are. It is mainly the wind. It is a mixture of the wind making your clothes wet or the rain making your clothes wet and the wind that hits you that gives you this effect.
I'm gonna find a room with no windows and try and start a fire.
Okay. You can help him at all, Lucian?
Either in the basement or...
Alright, in that case, you can also just roll me wisdom. Straight wisdom. Roll straight wisdom. No penalty because Lucian's helping you.
Okay. God damn!
What the fuck is going on?
I will give you it.
Too, right?
Yeah, I'm Drew. Here, have all of my whirlpool dice. Add 24 to that, and I'll give you a narrative 1 because I'm nice today. So that's a 40.
Well, thank you, matey.
Oh, he made it!
Hello there. Sorry for the late. All right.
Man, you missed broke back.
That's
broke.
You have 1d10 from your whirlpool. You have 1 whirlpool left. So that's what's that? 46, 49. You got 49.
Wait, what about
49.
Shit, wait, what's happening?
And Drew's.
I'll tell you right now. I got you. I'll recap to you while they're doing the rest.
Thank you, babes.
Drew, you've been in like a pain stupor from having like the bruising of your ribs. Like you're healed now, but like the stupor of pain and the drug that had you at the hospital, you've been kind of like out of it for the past few days. You were Lucian got a cart and Jalil helped you in the back seat, and you fell asleep and you were awake and asleep again, going to the countryside for some time. And then you woke up and it was raining and it was dark, and then the cart was in a train station and you were walking with the two of them through a rainy city, and you come to and you're cold. And they are making a fire, and you kind of focus in, like almost like literally lock in as the fire ignites in there, and you're by a small campfire. And to recap for you, you guys have been driving about 4 days to Bloomfast on the trail of the thieves. You had found them in a building across the road. Realized that there are about 7 of them total. That they are able to set up booby traps, and that the guy that bought the buyer from the gallery robbery is here. Andre Stone, the large man you fought before, is here, and there are 5 others.
Understood.
And you guys have decided to camp out across the street from their building for the night to escape the rain and to warm up and dry off.
Okay. Thank you.
But you do get a fire going. It will dry you off mostly throughout the night. The fire is made enough to linger, at least until day breaks. So, who is keeping first watch?
I'll do first watch.
Righty then. I'll do second.
Alright, so how long are you doing? Do 4-hour watches or like 2-hour watches?
I can do 4-hour watches since I'm like, I guess a suppressed hound.
Yeah.
So I'm like used to it. And they can like do 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. That works for me. So that'll be 8 hours total. Alright, in that case, we'll get 2 hours into the watch. Lucian, hound you may be, has been 4 hours of no sleep. I will require you to roll me 1 constitution check with a
shit, I haven't slept yet. I forgot.
1 constitution check with a narrative 1 penalty to your roll.
Yo, I'm a G. I've been going to sleep in
You've been on energy drinks and adrenaline for 4 days. So roll me Constitution and subtract 1d10.
See,
or
this is where my 80s and up.
I'll say, or if you want to really push through, you can fail 1 sanity check and forgo the roll.
Okay, where's the sanity at? Oh, stats. But not features. Is it injuries and condition?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
You can take 1 check off to your sanity, and you wouldn't drop a whole level. You would just take 1 check to your sanity box there, and then you would.
What does that do?
It means you're closer to dropping into being disturbed, which is just you losing sanity. It's really just you losing sanity, like losing your mind, pretty much.
I mean, that might help out. I don't know.
So yeah, you can forego you can forego letting your body do it and just kind of willpower yourself through the sleep, but take a penalty to your sanity, or you can make the roll. It is your choice.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna take that sanity.
All right, just mark it off once. And
If I'm gonna end up fighting Stone, I'm gonna have to be somewhat fucked in the
4
head.
hours pass. Lucian, you are fucking beat, though. You may have pushed through it, but you are still fucking beat. Your eyes are bloodshot red. Drew, you wake up to Lucian's bloodshot eyes staring at you, tapping on the shoulder to wake you up. He
Can't
looks...
just, like, can't be in the corner, like, crouched.
Yeah. He looks beat. His like hair, of course, is still wet a bit from the rain, dried partially, but still a bit wet. His eyes are wide, pupils dilated, but bloodshot.
I was like, oh, sorry about that, mate. Please go ahead and take a nice nap. I'll take the next 2 shifts.
Listen, do you go to sleep or do you just sit there?
No, I already checked out. I'm on standby.
All right.
But I watch.
Roll me wisdom, please.
Understood. Give me 1 second, por favor. Wisdom.
Yep. Hour and a half have gone by.
Wait. I'll find it eventually. There we go.
14.
Atta boy.
All right.
So I thought.
Yeah, you're keeping watch. Alicia, are you asleep or are you just kind of sitting there like looking at a wall?
No, I'm just looking at a wall.
All right. You keep looking back over at Alicia every once in a while, Drew, to see if he's asleep yet, and he's still not asleep. It's been an extra 2 hours at this point now. It's...
I'm slowly like rocking back and forth.
It is 6 a.m. now. You're gonna wake up Drew, or Julia for the next watch, or you're gonna keep doing it, Drew?
I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this like out of the game question, but has Jalil had any rest?
He has. Lucian has been driving for 4 days. Jaleel and you have been kind of chilling.
Rise and shine, sweetheart.
Jaleel, you get a tap on the shoulder. At this point, Lucian, I need you to roll another Constitution check with a penalty 2 now, or take another sanity penalty. Another sanity fail at this point.
So what happens if I'm disturbed? Do I get like minus?
Go look at the cheat sheet. Go into the journal section, go to characters, and go to cheat sheets, and then look at the sanity one.
Journal, character, cheat sheet. Fantastic. Bro.
I'll put
Disadvantage on all checks with sight. Fuck. Man.
It gets bad. When you get to the bottom level of sanity, I get your character entirely.
Controls over your character.
Mm-hmm. Because at that point, it's not you anymore. It's whatever was you. You're gone at that point.
The husk that remains.
It is. It's the body. The body is willing, but the mind is not. It's just the body moving around at that point. And granted, you can recover from that if you spend time like downtime in game recovering from it. But you know, for the time being,
I do not have good constitution.
Yep. So go ahead, roll me a Constitution and just subtract 2d10. Wowzers!
Fuck. Man, I ain't going to sleep today, baby. You already know, cut.
Jaleel, roll me Wisdom Perception as you wake up and begin to take a watch. And Drew lays down.
Wait, do I need to roll anything? Because I'm about to run away for like 5 seconds.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Lucian's on his game today.
Insanity.
It's all your luck for the next 2 sessions.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, Jaleel, go ahead and roll me Wisdom check for Perception, please.
At this point, I want to fly. Let's try that.
Also, it's important to know as well, Jaleel, that 1 hit point you lost does not come back from this rest. Important warning for you guys all. Any damage you take right now is very serious damage. You cannot regain more than half your hit points without seeing a doctor or a medical professional. If you drop below half, you cannot regain any more than that.
But I have my vitamin packs.
Jaleel!
What did? Oh,
roll me Wisdom, please. Oh, you should be fine then. Yeah, you're fine. If you roll a successful check, you should be fine with that.
I think I like snatched it from like,
the medical tent.
Some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, then what does the vitamin packs do?
Vitamin Tact able to supplement you having like food for a day. If you see under one of the checks for like your health and stamina stuff, how it says you need to have food to stay like to keep stamina up, that can forego you having food for a day if you have a Vitamin Tact.
I've got some meal syrups.
That can counteract to being a meal. With a 54 drill, as you sit down on the edge to take watch, the ropes are already across the gap.
I wake everybody up.
This is right at the end of Drew's watch. The ropes are already across the gap, and as you awaken to begin this watch, there's no indication. Actually, there's no indication of it being morning, save for the fact that you can see because the sun is out. The clouds still block most of the sunlight out. The waves still sail the city both inside and out. Another thing that's changed that you can see a bit more and move a bit more safely. And as you kind of turn to wake everyone up, you hear glass shattering.
You gotta be shitting me.
But not from the building they were going to. It's from further into the downtown already at this point.
Wait, what?
Drew had missed them crossing the gap during his watch.
You gotta be shitting me.
Remember, Drew's watch is between 4 and 6 a.m. By the time you woke up, the ropes were already across the chasm.
Golly.
They are at least two or so. From what you've gathered, they're at least a block or two already into the heart, past the building they had spotted out earlier.
Well, we better move.
Yeah. Let's like trail behind them, but not like too close.
The only way to follow them right now is to cross the same gap they crossed. Everything past this like first block here is shin deep water.
Can we make it a boat?
Or from what you heard, it's only traps inside from floors 1 through 3. Floors 4 through 6
That's true. We could go up the escape ladder.
Yeah. We can
That'll be fine.
Escape ladder and then go straight to the rooftop.
So you guys heading across?
Or we could make a boat.
I mean, if there's boats. I don't know.
No,
I think the water's
I'm gonna keep an eye out for a boat. But let's go across the gap.
Let's put the heavy rain on that. So, are you guys heading across to their building now?
I'm back.
Yeah.
To recap you real fast, you, with your perception check you had rolled, you had to miss them climbing across the ropes across the chasm during your watch. Sometime you're at a 14. No, that was your 14-year-old earlier.
That was wisdom!
Yeah, that was perception to see things. It was a wisdom perception check to see things. It was still somewhat dark outside, and by the time he went to lay down, Jalil had noticed that the ropes had already across the gap, and he heard glass from deeper into the downtown area already.
Jesus, so
at some time in the darkest between 4 and 6 a.m., they had crossed the chasm. They are about 2 or so hours ahead of you guys currently. But you guys are beginning to rush across the street towards the fire exit and begin to climb up towards the 6th floor. As you arrive there, you notice that this kind of pathway trail is not going to be easy. It appears as though the buildings grow more and more congested the further into downtown they go. It takes you about 10 minutes as a group to climb from the bottom floor to the 6th floor on the fire exit. Turn that down quick, there we go. Then about 5 more minutes or so to get everyone inside to the ledge, and you see that there are a set of zip lines sitting outside of this large bay window, clipped into those hooks that you saw them affixing the night before. They are no more than an hour or two ahead of you all. You just have to follow their path at this point. You walk to the edge where the ropes are, and you kind of glance down, and you see the beginning of swirling waves and jagged pieces of destroyed city a few stories below. A fall from this height would end this trip just as fast as it began if you're not careful. But you also need to be quick.
Can I, like, fireman slide down the...
Oh no, it is a straight across line. If you have like a harness to clip onto, you can like rappel, like hand over hand crawl. Other than that, you have to like literally almost like a monkey bar, but with one rope. But you had seen them with clips and harnesses before that they had used to zip across when they had dropped the gallery. You can assume they just clipped themselves to the rope here and like almost like pretty much like sat down. Like you guys have seen like mountain climbers, right? How they have the fucking like long ropes. They can like sit down and kind of like arm over arm, weld themselves across the eye. We haven't used their muscles that much. It's kind of like that.
Got some good news, guys.
What?
I have leather gloves and suspender pants. What can I do with that?
You can. I will say. You can.
Can I suspend myself?
I will say you could clip your suspender to the rope. It would give you a bonus to your roll, but you still have to roll a check for that.
Fucking go. All right, I take it.
I believe Lucian has a harness, correct, Lucian?
Yes, sir.
So Lucian can harness across, so there's no roll required for you, Lucian. Drew, you get a bonus to your roll. Jaleel, you, when you're going across, have a straight strength check to make.
So I get I what? I roll strength with
You roll a just normal strength check. Jaleel, if you're crossing the same rope, it is strength with a penalty 1 due to the rainwater.
fuck.
Subtract 1d10, Jaleel. Penalty 1. Was it Tarky there? Is your mic cut out?
Huh?
There you are. Subtract 1d10. It's a penalty 1 from that roll.
From what roll?
The roll you just made. Oh no, you didn't make her. What the hell? Which
Oh,
roll?
me.
Someone just roll? Oh, my bad. You have Willpool, Drew. You can add Willpool to this. You got 3d10 to add to this roll.
What am I rolling? Dexterity?
Strength.
Oh,
With a penalty 1 as you try to cross
God
the
damn.
Woo!
Wait, did he finally come up? What happened?
I'm
Oh, that's
Drew,
fuck,
I'm
you can
living,
add
man.
your Willpool to the roll if you'd like. Yep. So that's still a
90s.
96. That's a 41, Drew. Not enough to pass yet. You need at least a 50 to pass. You need 9 more. All right. With all of your Willpool, Drew, as you're going across, your suspenders snap. And you all watch. I'll say first one across would be Lucian to kind of get a lay of the land. Lucian, you kind of across on your harness. Takes you about like 10 minutes, not like 5 minutes to cross the gap. You turn back to see Drew second in line using his suspender clamps and his gloves to kind of shimmy across. The clamps with the suspenders snap and like buckle off. One of them kind of smacks him in the face. I think he almost loses his grip. And you see him kind of like one hand falling off. He kind of reaches back up and slaps back on. Has his halfway across. And looks down. And basically like arm over arm, go the rest of the way across. Jaleel effortlessly begins to move across. His physique is you've seen people that are very fit in Gaspillage and in Gassian standards. For
like fucking Cirque du Soleil on this shit. I don't know what you're doing.
For being a Mosin, he's very light. You can assume that plays a lot into the way he's able to just almost like pretty much what I said, like Cirque du Soleil, like tightrope, like almost underhand climb across. Very smooth, effortlessly, with grace. And after about 10 minutes of you all, about 20 minutes of you all going across this carefully, you arrive on the other side. I need Drew to roll me a D100, please.
No.
Huh?
You fail.
Drew?
Automatic 0.
Drew?
Oh wait, that was Lucian that
gone?
said no.
Jose?
I think Jose's on that Valorant.
In that case, Lucian, roll me
Clutching
D100, roll
around.
me a D100, please.
Lucian.
Shit, this is one I fail.
Right.
53.
Not bad. That's not bad. Did I get a full rest? Do I get my 1 health point
No,
back?
you don't.
Damn.
You don't regain hit points on rest like that. You need to see.
What
you need
about
to
my
see that.
Whirlpool?
Oh no! Wait, sorry. You do, my bad. You do get your health back.
For
And your
okay.
Whirlpool, yes.
said like 6 hours before.
Because the only time you don't get health back is if you are below half your hit points, you don't get health back. You go up to half and then stop there. You can never go above half.
Damn.
But if you're above half, you can heal fully. All right. With that roll, let me see. That is going to be. Awesome. Found it. Is this what I want? I'm trying to find the one I want. I'm trying to find the one I'm looking for here. Did I lose it? 53 is not. It's 53 is. It's that one. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, there you go. As you get across the gap, the trial you just overcame has ended. You're across this gap. The line, this rope, is behind you. Yet you spot a new issue as to follow on their trail. You are in, adjacent to this building, of course, you're in a tightly packed office floor. Cubicles all end up in uneven rows as the weather has destroyed the cohesive organization that once made this place resemble a proper establishment. Where they've gone from inside this office area is anyone's guess. The large office space is confusing by default. There are a multitude of cubicles that now remain tossed and destroyed. They offer no verifiable indication of what direction you need to go in order to stay on course. Yet, even in this chaos, you're certain there must be something to look for. You just need to find out what and where it is. Beyond the cubicles and desks in this area, there looks to be a slick and worn leather sofa resting beside a toppled coffee machine, and a collection of chairs and tables resting on one half of the room.
I guess we'll look around, but I'm gonna look at. I guess I'm trying to make a distinction of areas that were like where stuff's fallen over from behind instead of in front. If you know what I mean.
I think I got you. What about you, Lucy and Drew? What are you two doing?
Did we make it across? We good?
Yeah, you did. You're in an office area.
Shit, is there any snacks around?
Roll me wisdom.
The other guy got him already.
Probably. I don't know, maybe he left behind the almond nuts or something.
A little bit. This also makes me think they could be, they're careful, so they could be just covering their trail, but also they might be, hopefully they're not onto us.
And you're looking for distinction between the areas, Jaleel, like where they might have gone based on like overturned objects?
Yeah, like if something was pushed over from, like, and paying attention to what direction things were pushed over.
I got
you.
I
mean, I guess it was probably kind of messed up, like, probably all messed up before, but if they messed more stuff up in between.
Okay.
And maybe footprints as well, like water or mud footprints or something. Not mud, but you know what I mean, because it's raining and shit, and there's probably stuff on the roofs. And
with this check, trying to get a gauge on this is a bit difficult. At the very least, you don't see any open doorways that might have gone off to like the near side, either left or right of the initial area you've landed at. If anything, they had to have gone further in, but beyond that, you're not too sure. With your check, looking for snacks, Lucian, you find an empty bag of powdered eggs.
Oh.
And an empty disposable water bottle resting beside one of the couches in the corner of the room.
Fucking bastards.
And with that roll, you spot a similar bag kind of resting on sitting like halfway in a trash can, heading out toward one of the stairwells.
That's disgusting. Is it full?
No, it's empty.
Or like
from what you can gather, it was like they were having breakfast on the way out.
Genius. Lucian is a genius.
But that's what you spot, Lucian.
Shit. Okay. Can I remember where we heard the glass shattering? Is it possible to like concentrate on where it came from?
Roll me intelligence, please. God damn, dude!
Wait. Espérate. Come on, give me that 10. Fuck you.
These are insane rolls. I don't think I've seen any roll today below like an 80 or a 90.
That's insane.
I did get my 50. So.
Yeah, you got a 54.
Well, that was a skill check. That was a random encounter.
A 1? Oh, that was a D10.
That's a random encounter. I'm talking about skill checks. With that,
Man.
This
I'll
is
say
cheating.
it definitely was more due east than north, I'd say. But how that relates to being ahead of this building, it's probably... It sounded like it was a bit... The way it echoed, from your recollection, it sounded like it's a bit higher up. Possibly. But that's all you can really gauge from that, because you're basing off of the sound. More due east and a bit higher up than being on... Sorry, I'd say from where you were, fourth floor, it was higher up. So at least it was another 6-story building, probably. 5 or 6-story building. More due east.
Oh, so they're just raiding the fucking... Okay. They're just literally trying to survive. Just food and such. Bruh. This is gonna take fucking forever.
Oh, they're not raiding, no. They are moving, from what you can gather.
Oh, right, because the place is, like, flooded, too.
Yep, they're going,
So
they're going to the top floors. So
Okay.
what you can gather, they're avoiding the water, but trying to still make their way towards, what you heard from talking, towards the outer harbor area, while avoiding the deeper parts of the water. Which seemingly leads them to being on these rooftops.
Right. Then, yeah, we'll keep trailing behind them and, like, follow where they go, but
Okay.
watching out for, like, traps and such in case.
So with that information, you follow the subtle trail left behind, and you, instead of going down, you race up the staircase. And you come to a ladder with a hatch to the rooftops. And a doorway to the top floor of the building. So you have two options here. Either head up the rooftop hatch or out the doorway onto the 6th floor of this building. Or the 5th floor of this building.
I don't trust hatches, so we'll go with the door.
Door? Alright,
I'd check if it was, like, booby trapped or anything.
go ahead and roll me intelligence, please.
Damn it. These checks, man, my luck is running out.
I mean, you gotta do it. Nice. Check the door. There is no trap there currently.
Okay.
You open it, and you come to be what looks to be a large, like, meeting room, or a collection of large meeting rooms, like glass separators, dividers. It's like a hall. There's hallways, but all the rooms are glass and see-through for these meeting rooms. So you can see into every meeting room that's in here.
Oh.
And they are all empty currently.
Dope.
Let me add some.
Keep chugging through.
You begin to walk through the building. Jaleel, go ahead and roll me wisdom, please. It's 7 a.m. now. I'll move your token real fast. You're here, by the way. 45. Something seems a little peculiar about... Not in, like, suspicious peculiar, but as in just, like, something feels off about this path you're on right now as you're beginning to walk through, but you can't figure out why.
You've seen something is weird. Keep an eye out.
Do I get, like, that subconscious feeling of being watched?
You do not. However, go ahead and roll me wisdom as well, please.
Why am I getting all the fucking shit? Well, give it to them.
You're taking point.
Yeah, you got the
Shit.
exactly.
You're taking point on this.
You've been rolling the best. Fucking.
See, my luck is running out, guys. I need back.
After about another 10 minutes of walking through this top floor, looking through the offices, and you kind of head to like a back. You see one closed door towards the back that you walk over, and you kind of peek and check in. As you begin to kind of push it open, you stop. And you close the door again, and you realize the trail of food they had left behind led to the stairwell. If they're taking the rooftops, why would they have gone in this floor?
It's a diversion.
And you think back to that. You think back to the hatch. And you can't help but wonder if they either left clues behind to make you go into this floor to buy a few more minutes on the hatch, or if sheer luck allowed you to take the wrong path for a brief moment. Sheer luck for them.
Hell? Oh, so they left. They left a little diversion path in case they were being followed.
Motherfucker.
Cheeky bastard.
Oh,
Stone,
shit.
me and you gonna have problems, man. I swear. I learned that shit in basic training day 2. Okay.
Why didn't you remember this, Lucian? Basic day training, day 2.
I haven't slept in 5 days.
But yeah, you do recall this at this point in time, that diversions are a part of training. Even if they aren't sure they're being followed, they haven't left many clues at all behind until this point. So you begin to trail back towards the hatch. And it is a ladder up to this small hatch. You're welcome to check it if you would like, of course.
As well.
Kind of like a tank hatch, you gotta boom, swing it open, and the hatch hits something on the top and kind of stops there, and it sounds like it's like something soft and cushioned almost by the hatch.
Soft and cushioned.
Yep. There's some give to it, but it is like the hatch hits something, and like almost like squishes it down a bit.
Oh, okay. I hope it's not a dead body. That would kind of suck.
As you kind of spin to check what's behind it, you see what looks to be a discarded bag.
Shit, can I rummage through the bag real quick? See what...
Sure. You climb up there, notice the bag. You find it to be a bunch of like just spare clamps. They're probably used for ropes, but nothing else in there. You can assume it was just discarded because it is at that point just dead weight. It's a bunch of like literally just like replacement clamps you'd use for like setting up like rock climbing rope.
Yep, shit, I'll take the clamps. You never know.
Go add 10 rope clamps.
But
and at this point, you kind of get up and you kind of survey, and you realize they have crossed another rooftop. And the switch between interior and exterior traversal makes trailing them a difficult process. However, you realize that while you have begun to get the flow of things and aren't easily dissuaded or eluded for long, things are getting difficult. The way across this gap without a rope is a one-story drop that you need to run and jump across. Whatever ropes they used to get themselves across and the gear they had behind it are gone. There are only clamps hammered into the surface that remain behind, but there's no ropes or hooks this time. It is just a jump.
see, this is what I come into play. Can I use my harpoon?
You can indeed, yeah.
My old little
Jaleel, you climb up here as well?
Dusty, baby. Huh?
No, but Jaleel, you going through the roof as well?
Mm.
Wait, hold on. How far is the distance? The rooftop.
It's enough that you can run and jump it. It's about no more than 15 feet.
Oh, the harpoon.
But it is also a one-story drop as well. Like you have to jump and then drop down one story.
We're using the harpoon.
That's what I'm saying here. Like they roped across it to avoid taking any unnecessary damage.
Yeah, never mind. We're just
Okay, you don't have to use a harpoon. You have a rope and hook. It's just an old rope and hook. You could just rope and hook across it.
Okay, yeah, I'll use the harpoon for like dire situations.
So go ahead and just roll me. If I'll say I don't know where Jose went, but I'll say Drew's helping you. So go ahead and just roll me strength or I'll say strength, dexterity, or wisdom, your choice. At
do
advantage.
I still have my benefit or not?
No, it only lasts for an hour, I believe. Because it is a temporary boost. It's not meant to be like a super long one. It's meant for like emergencies.
Strength, dex, or what?
Or intelligence, your choice. At advantage because Drew is helping you.
I'm fucking dex.
Nice. Roll one more time. Take the higher of the two. Nice. Drew goes.
Nice.
Drew's like, oh, right there. I see a good spot right there. Yeah, that ledge looks a bit more structurally stable than the rest of them do. I should know. I'm a carpenter. and you throw it across, and it hooks into the ledge of the roof, and it kind of draws taut, and you're able to kind of use one of the old clamps and keep your rope in place and zip across. In that case, there was no check required and no damage suffered. Had you jumped across, there was a chance of there being damage from the jump.
Oh.
Yeah, I figure there's a story below.
Yeah, it was a D10 of damage on a failed check. And if you had less than 50 stamina, it could have damaged one of your legs also, and it did like a permanent damage to it. But you all make it across safely, thanks to Lucian's rope and hook. I'll say it takes another 10 minutes to grab the rope back after going across. It is downwards. It's only just hooking on and sliding down. Lucian is equipped for this, apparently. Very well equipped.
Mm-hmm.
I just picked up all the
He's been hooking all night.
Left behind.
He's...
The chase continues. You're not sure if it's sweat or rain rolling down your face at this point in time. I will move the clock up about an hour and a half. What is certain is the thumping of your heartbeat in your chest and the adrenaline coursing through your veins. Wherever your mind may be, your body is preparing you for any situation. For the past few hours, you've been running, jumping, and climbing from rooftop to rooftop, through one open window of a building and out the other side, back into the open air and out into the water-slick surface of another roof. Your hands are lightly scratched or bruised, clothes soaked, some tears in them, feet growing sore at this point in time, and breathing growing labored as you push forward. You take breaks when you need to, not long, and you proceed with caution where you can. And at this point in time, you all can choose to either lose 3d10 plus 10 stamina, or fail one sanity check and lose only a d10 plus 1 stamina.
3d10 might kill me.
It's just stamina. You'll be tired as hell, but it won't kill you. You'll just be really fucking tired.
3d10 stamina or 3d10 health?
Stamina.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna. I'm not gonna hit you with the fucking health. That much damage would kill most people in the fucking game.
My heart.
You're cansado, jefe. Oh, shit.
Probably the stamina. Yeah.
Alright, subtract 19 stamina for Lucian.
Can't do much.
Damn.
Oh, sorry, plus 10 is 29, and 24 for you, Jaleel.
Plus 10. God.
Yeah, it's 3d10 plus 10. Oh!
Damn.
Oh! Drew!
Uh-oh. No, Drew.
Drew lost 30 stamina.
24, 76.
So for those that want to know what this means for your stamina, you can check. If you are at... if you're still above 80, everything is normal. Anything below that is when you start having penalties.
Bro, I'm having fucking 69. 60,
Nice.
No. Shut up.
So you're at... you lost 29? 71. No, Jaleel lost... Sorry, Drew lost 30.
3d10.
Yeah, it's 3d10 plus 10. You lost 29, Jaleel lost 24, Drew lost 30. So you're at
71?
Yeah, you're at 71 right now.
Okay. Damn. Fuck.
You come to another large...
What's up? Above 70 is fine?
Yeah, anything above 70 is fine. Once you drop below 70 when the first penalties occur.
Gotcha.
Let me check. Oh, sorry, I was wrong. Sorry. Anything above 80. If you're at between 79 and 50, you have half movement speed.
Fuck. Sucks.
But also, you can... Running and sprinting helps regain that partially. It's just like this way, it's like a light jog. Like, it's like... If you're doing a light jog or like walking, you're a bit slower, but if you run in something, kind of cover the gap, but it also burns more stamina. But you come to another large open rooftop. Straight ahead is another gap, similar to many you've crossed before. However, this jump is a bit farther. This jump, you see Lucian even engaging as you get up close. As you kind of draw near, because I'll say you're like, the rooftop you're going to now is like you go from a 5th-story building to a 4th-story one, and the jump across is like a 3rd-story one, like a floor below. This next jump, from the angle you can see, is far enough that your rope cannot reach with the hook throw, unless you nail it properly. You'd have to either sprint and jump across it, or really hope you can get a good throw on this one.
Even 60 feet of rope?
I'm saying it can make it, but it'd have to be a really good throw. You can make it there, but it's at the distance where like your strength can kind of carry it, but you'd either have to have really good accuracy to get it across, or you'd have to sprint and jump across it. But it's your choice.
So if I throw it, is there a chance I'm gonna lose my thing?
No.
Or do I have to like pull it back up?
It would just waste time, and of course, failing checks typically incurs penalties on future rolls for the same check.
Fuck. This is like the same story height.
No, it goes. It is fourth story to third story.
Bro, another one?
Yep.
Damn it.
They're moving fast across the rooftop. You can see. I mean, not easily, but you can see them like a few blocks away going through rooftop. You see them from this angle now. They dip off a rooftop into a building and kind of being cut through another building again to get like out of sight for a bit of time. So what do you care to do?
There it is. There's the first fail of the day.
You gonna try and throw it?
Yeah.
All right, you begin to rush up to throw the rope. Jaleel and Drew close behind you. As you run and plunge your foot to throw it, this heavy kind of thud. There's a loud crack and crunch beneath your footfall.
Oh no!
And the roof gives way. And
Are you fucking kidding
the
me?
three of you plummet through the ceiling, like almost like how like through like the tile ceiling of a building, come slamming through the tile roof and tumbling onto a damp carpeted floor of a room. I need a dexterity check from the three of you. I'll roll for Drew, of course.
I rolled 100, but you just gotta believe me.
Oh.
God.
Did I get my weld pulled back?
You already have it back. Yeah, you already have it back. You better,
yeah.
At 35? That's 36?
Oh, no.
You're not going to make it. You're not gonna make it. You got another chance. You're not gonna make it. You must have saved that last one. This is an important thing. Under reaction, there's a reaction you can use called you can block. There's a reaction called blocking, which cuts incoming damage to your health and stamina by half. This
sounds like a normal reaction.
This fall, first of all, you all lose 10 stamina from the fall regardless.
Oh God.
Damn.
And are you going to use your reaction at all, Tar?
Yeah.
I'll have Drew use it as well. You would all take 6 damage. However, Lucian by default, you'd only take 3. If you pass, or you can choose to use your reaction roll to have the damage again to be 1 point of damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my reaction.
Yeah.
I only got 8 health, man. I'm dying out here.
In that case, you take 1 point of damage. Jaleel and Drew, you both take 3. If you both land hard, poof, flat on your backs, hitting the ground.
Balacte.
Turn that off now. Use this one again.
Soothing music to break your back to.
Yeah. Coughing up dust, you all shake your head and gather yourselves. You appear to be in a studio of some kind. But why you're here and not up there is still a mystery as your head kind of reels and your vision and mind come back to you.
That's so Raven.
I will allow both Lucian and Jaleel to roll me intelligence. Lucian, I will give you a narrative 1 bonus to this roll. Jaleel is a straight roll for you.
Okay. You gotta be.
I tried. Okay, I tried to carry
I
the fucking
believe
party.
You
and
have
now
been.
we're
You have
suffering.
been.
Here, I will help out.
What's Drew roll?
I'll have Drew roll, yeah. Drew will roll. He will also get a narrative 1 because this is kind of his field of expertise.
Mm.
Holy shit, Drew.
What do you get?
I go to the group just now. Holy shit, Drew!
It's still additional.
Oh, is it? He got a 100, and then on his D10 for narrative, he got a 10 on the D10.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Drew's like,
Drew's carrying that.
stands up and looks around, and I'll say, using Drew's roll to relay information to you all, the three of you spot, after you're looking around to take your surroundings in, the support pillars appear to have been chipped away precisely, which would make them give way if tool is put on it. It would take a professional or someone knowledgeable in architecture to do this, and not have any catastrophic whoever ran into it, because this trap was a trap, but it looks like it was meant to incapacitate rather than kill. The fall from the height you all came from was only a story. It would at most knock someone out.
Okay, so these fuckers.
However, it seems the further in they go in the city, the more careful they are being with making sure they aren't being followed, is the best you can gather, as you'll recover and begin to take in the surrounding the studio you're in.
I feel like we should just stop following these guys. Just go try and get ahead of them. And...
We don't know where they're going. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Is the path that they're taking like
for the
most
most
optimal path, or
roll intelligence or wisdom, and I will give you another narrative one for this, and I'll you know what, Jaleel, same thing. Roll me intelligence.
Okay.
bruh? Oh yeah, my luck is gone.
Get a narrative one, Jaleel.
Oh.
You need anything? Okay.
Right.
Cool.
With that, their path has been made in a way that it would make it hard for those that are untrained or unguided to follow, but it is still very optimal. It is from what you know about hunting back home, Jaleel, this is they're taking the path of someone who is trying to avoid other predators following their path. Like if you were like a solo hunter, you would make a trail that would make it hard for things to trail you as well. They're doing that currently. They're aware that someone might be following them, but they're not certain, and so they're taking a trail that might inform them of whoever's following them is someone capable, is what this path is taking. The path is very direct and precise in getting them across the heart and toward the Outer Harbor District in a relatively straight line, but just complex enough that someone without proper training or guidance could not follow them at all.
They're testing us and trying to lose our tail at the same time. To know how strong we are. God damn.
I guess with my hound expertise, can I find like another optimal way, like side by side with them, by chance? I don't know.
I will say
the way we're like following them, they're gonna just keep laying traps and he's gonna fucking kill us.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, would you all care to take a brief break here? That is an option to do. Break is a 1 to 3 hour rest you can do. It regains up to 50 stamina. It would allow you. I mean, you can't go above 50. If you're below 50, you regain up to equal 50 again. If you have 0 hit points, you regain 1 hit point. Otherwise, you get no hit points. But you can't. This can give you time to use any medicine stuff and to eat and to relax and escape the climate for a bit of time if you guys would like.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. If you're below 50 stamina, you can put your stamina up to 50. If you have any healing you want to do with items, you can use that to regain hit points. Otherwise, I will say this resets your cooldown for the hypothermia check, keeping you all dry and cool for an hour. And I'll say you take exactly an hour, no more than that, because you are still on this trail. And with your training, Lucian, I'll say going adjacent to them will be tough because you're not sure where they're going. And while they are still ahead of you, you at the very least know they're going to the outer harbor. And that's enough to give you a possible indication as you begin to take in your surroundings. Looking at this building during your break as well, the studio itself is fairly barren. It appears to have been in the process of being set up before the evacuation occurred. Many of the boxes are still sealed. The cardboard ones are degraded and falling apart. Their contents barely contained beneath the crumbling paper construct. And as you're kind of in this break time looking around the area, you realize that you're in a shopping mall. Not topside, but you are in a shopping mall, and you probably should get topside on a different building you gather from your new plan. And you do see an adjacent path that might guide you alongside them would be just next door, which is a parking garage connected by a sky bridge to the mall. It will allow you to circumvent their exact path, but kind of follow adjacent to it if you keep eyes on them. So, what would you care to do?
I have a explorer traveler trait. D10 to any checks that involve understanding maps, directions. Add D10 to checks that involve recognizing landmarks. So I guess it's not that crazy, but I guess could I roll at something to try and
Sure.
see if I would recognize? Like, I can see on the map there's a couple parks, but I guess there's water in this area. Let's see if I could recognize and put together.
Go ahead. Roll me. Give me a. I'll say wisdom or intelligence, your choice.
Okay. Then I'll add a D10 with that trait. Oh my god.
You are tired, man. You need to think about the map you had seen previously and the way to go, and you're just tired and a little bruised right now. You don't want to think about it, really.
Well, I guess is ever with his mind.
I will remind you, Jill. I don't want to force you to use your own features on this stuff, but you do regain your historic breakthrough once a day. But yeah, Lucian, you walk back into the old studio where you all decide to take a break and relay the information you saw before about the parking garage that's adjacent to this building you all could take.
Yeah, let's do that. This fucking stone guy's pissing me off.
So you're gonna head to across the garage?
Yeah.
All right. You push open the doors as a group, kind of stretch a bit to get the blood out of those bruises, and begin to head across the sky bridge into this parking garage. Let me add. You arrive at a point in time where I will say... Oops, sorry. Jalil, roll me another wisdom check, please. It's about 1 p.m. You're kind of cutting... You've arrived topside again on the rooftops to get another visual on where they are, because you have been inside for a bit of time at this point in time. Damn.
Okay, can I use my story breakthrough?
Sure. Roll me 100, please. Oh my goodness gracious!
Can I look at my stone?
Oh yeah.
Why have you forsaken me, stone? Reroll.
Yes, you may. Do you want to reroll your? You're rerolling the wisdom check or the? Because the rerolls is for checks, not for the breakthrough.
Oh.
So you could have rerolled the wisdom check if you wanted to, and then.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, with this, as you're running, you begin to realize the path they're taking only connects to 2 bridges to the outer harbor currently. Unless they went out of the way to go back north up here, only bridges they could take from this direction are this one here or this one here.
Okay.
And that's the most you can gather from your knowledge of maps with that roll, is that there's only 2 routes they could take currently. So the best way to follow adjacent to them would be to almost take this middle path and kind of get a gauge of where they're going at about this point here before they get to the park. Because the park here would be a big gap in cutting you off. You'd have to pick which way to go by the time you get to this park here.
And is there still like water in this
section?
section?
By this point in time, the water would be about up to like your mid chest.
Damn.
It does.
Can we start looking
faster
for a
to
boat
get a
now?
boat.
At this slant here, there are no boats. If you recall, this city flooded so suddenly and violently that everything from the gatekeep up to here was flooded within an hour.
Damn.
That's why it was such a disaster, because people were not able to prepare and get out in time.
Trap. Yeah. Damn.
Looking to the ground, the most you can see are old steam. Like when I say old, like first generation classic steam carts that are submerged and rusted in water, or still partially poking out of the churning waves below. You see old tram and trolley lines that are snapped and falling into the ocean and falling into the waves. It is being anything but rooftop side right now is beyond deadly. It's what are they called? The undercurrents where they can pull you under.
Oh,
You can see locations where there are visible undercurrents occurring next to buildings that you are walking across currently.
So if you go like to this bridge over here, and we take like the ground floor, I guess.
We can't.
Right. There's a high chance of dying.
We'll have to go around the park, basically follow this block.
Yep. So ground side, anything ground side without proper transport is not a death sentence, but you're definitely bringing the risk factor up from like a 30% to like a 65-70%.
Well, it's probably cold and it's still raining and like.
And this is
even close.
Oh,
to
it
the
is
water
cold. This is fresh. This is fresh seawater. Let me put you on the world map real fast so you can see this, because this is fresh seawater as well.
We'd be on the
You
water.
are near the north and near fresh seawater. This water is cold. It is cold and it is violent.
Okay. No, we'll just hug the outside of it.
You know, follow the north path.
What the fuck?
It's either this
might be more
bridge
direct.
or it's this bridge.
And it might be, we could focus on finding an easier path if we're not stalking these guys and post up. I mean, we can either cross the North Bridge and try and get to that further bridge to see if we don't find anything on the North Bridge.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
All right.
And we'll be a little bit behind them. Like, I guess, we're trying to catch them, like, be right on their tail, but maybe it's better if we let them.
Get about here. Oh, sorry. Is that moving? The damn token. About here. About 2 p.m. Your top side heading towards this north bridge. Oh, sorry. What the heck? Oh, it didn't drag you here. Pulled to scene.
Right over.
It pulled everyone else to scene but you. 1 second here. 1 second. Let me just do this real fast. Sorry, everyone. Activate. It is not pulling you to this map track. I don't know why. Might need to refresh your thing real fast. I pulled everyone over here, but your thing is still stuck there. Alright.
I've been caught by the wave. Oh, here we go.
There we go.
I'm here.
Okay. About 2 p.m. About 2 p.m. Your top side moving fast toward the north bridge. Trying to make up for lost time. There's, at first glance, looks to be another jump to make. Or rather, there would be as you spot a wooden beam bridge kind of like set across the gap between the two buildings. How do you approach this bridge exactly?
This is we've stopped following them now. This is just right, or I mean it could be theirs, but
to your knowledge you're not sure where they are right now.
yeah. I'd want to see if there's another.
Well, I'm saying you see the bridge up ahead. It's like you're on the rooftop with the bridge, but how do you approach it? Do you approach it? Are you running across the bridge, or are you trying to like walk up cautiously to the bridge? Is what I'm asking. How do you approach the bridge exactly?
How is the bridge constructed?
It is a wooden beam bridge between the two buildings currently. It would require you to make like a jump, but because this bridge is here, you can walk across it. How do you approach it?
I'd probably test it, like like when you're like walking over a pond or like walking over a river or something. You put your foot on one of the rocks and you like kind of shake your leg to see if it.
Yeah, so you walk over, you put your foot on the bridge, it feels stable.
Can I look at the bottom of? Can I take a look at the bottom of it?
Drew. He's the architecture in this bitch.
That's true.
Drew is indeed the what class is he again?
The carpenter.
He's the craftsman. This is true. He's the craftsman. Yeah.
What the bridge do, Drew? We don't
Damn, Drew! You got 94.
See, that's
Drew
what I'm
roll,
talking
should
about.
roll everything for now.
He goes, I mean, it looks stable. Yeah, you could cross that. It's enough. It's wide enough. It's thick enough for the wood.
Okay, you
Oh, sure. Jose Dazzle, he's not here. Put this on real quick.
No, Drew. If he trusts it.
Yep. Drew begins to cross the bridge. Someone across the bridge appears. They spin from behind
Oh,
a
shit.
rooftop vent. And they
Reaction.
well, they don't do anything. They appear. They spin around from behind it with their hands raised, and they have 1 foot on the wooden bridge, prepared to push it off.
Drew.
And Drew goes, "Oh!" And he takes a step back off the bridge. Jaleel, you've seen this man before.
Ah.
This was the guy looking for. Let me get the name exactly here.
What in the hell?
This is the man looking for Conover Tree when you were in the crowd at the gallery the night before.
Oh.
This is the man who was looking for him. He said he was looking for him because a friend of his looking for him. This same man is here, across this bridge gap.
Hmm.
And I will show you their picture. One moment here. NPCs.
I don't have a note on this guy.
Here you go. This guy right here.
Hmm.
He walks out. Man across the gap has a mop of wet curly black hair that clings to his forehead, a steely gaze, and a large soaked trench coat. His calm look betrays nothing you can read upon first glance, but he does not appear to be interested in starting a fight or a confrontation, just in keeping you from crossing the bridge currently. Let's have a chat, shall we? Before things get worse for either of us.
Oh, that fuck.
Well, I suppose we don't have much of a choice.
That's the dude that I caught, right? Before he was taken?
No.
The fuck, who is this then?
You're not sure who this guy is. Jaleel saw him one
Didn't we see
time.
him?
Jaleel saw him at the night of the gallery robbery looking for someone named named Conover Tree.
Hmm.
Okay. The other dude had curly hair too. Never mind.
As you can see, me and my friends are just out for a walk. Enjoying the weather.
No, I know you're not.
Enjoying the weather.
Let's not play dumb here. We all know what you're doing exactly. So, I'm gonna give you a heads up. The things you're getting involved in go way deeper than you know. Going any further than this point right here will put a lot more people than just yourselves in danger. This is quite literally the point of no return. That's why I came here to stop you. Well, not you in particular, but...
On whose behalf?
On whose behalf of what? Did I come to stop you?
Clearly, you're not doing this for a charity.
I came to stop you on my own behalf. I'm a private investigator. I was, looking for the same people I'm assuming you were. The ones that are a bit ways ahead of me right now. But the situation has changed, and I've decided to join them. I've been working to cover their tracks.
Situations have changed.
Yep, I was hired to find them originally for a case. Again, private investigator, but when I found them, things changed, and so I'm working with them for right now. But I recommend you stop here and turn back around.
I'm sure you can understand. We've come quite a quite a long way.
I'm certain you have. And you have my sympathies for any stress you've been through.
You think that we would come this far and just pack up and go? I mean, with nothing?
He seemed kind of reach in his coat and pull a cigarette and light it. Well, you see,
I'm hoping you would, if you're sensible people, but if you truly mean business, and you want to stay in this game, you're more than welcome to. I had heard there was a few people on this same trail as me, but I didn't think anyone would be crazy enough to come this far, to go beyond the city limits. But just in case, I came away here for an hour or two, to see what might be dragged up. But, takes another puff of the cigarette. That's enough chit-chat. You need to decide. Either you go back and you live your normal life, or you see how far this rabbit hole goes. Because I won't stop you, I just came to dissuade you. Tell you the truth of things. It goes a lot deeper than you know. It goes deeper than I wanted to know.
I do love the story.
He smiles. You all would make great PIs. He kicks the beam bridge off the gap and it plummets to the streets below. Maybe when this is all over, we can work together on a case, but for now, in my opinion, it's too hot for normal folk like you. If you're truly intent on finding a way to keep track, you find a way across the gap. But seeing as you're determined, I assume we'll see each other again. Don't say I didn't warn you, though. He flicks the cigarette off to the side and strolls back off around the corner.
Wait, so he's a PI that's working with them now?
He was after them, but he said the situation has changed. He's with them now.
God.
You son of a bitch. I'm purposely gonna kill you. Anyways.
You hear a voice from over the distance. Oh, by the by, if you come across any other people that might be on this trail, which I assume you will, pass along the same message I gave you to them. To head back, live a normal life. Tell them their PI friend said so.
Their PI friend? Oh, great.
I'll turn to Drew and Lucian.
Drew goes,
well,
I don't think the bridge is very structurally stable anymore. Looking down at the bridge, like 5 stories below in the water.
No shit, Drew.
You asked for my opinion.
Okay. There's what? There's only one other way across now?
You can still get across, but you'd have to cut through another building on the lower level. It's still able to get across, but this would take you out of the path now. You'd have to go downstairs and cross into the same building from a different floor.
Well, it sounds like we've already tried to not follow these guys. I think we're gonna have to go out of our way to essentially get to where they're going before them if we can, but by a much different path.
From what you can gather currently, they're most likely taking this north bridge probably, which you can gather.
Yeah. So we could go, what is that, like southeast, and maybe
You'd have to go around
maybe
this way
take
right here.
one of the around the other side of the park. I still think we should try and find like a boat or something, like fucking
There's no
build a
boats,
boat.
though. Oh, build a boat?
Build a boat workshop, brother.
This guy.
But I'm guessing you guys make your way off the roof while you're talking.
Yeah, we're gonna start heading southeast, I guess. I mean, what do you think, Lucy?
Yeah, I second it.
Making your way down the stairs, you find yourself within a multi-story housing complex as you push open the access staircase. Any individual room in this building has access to a fire exit that could lead you to the rooftop, to lead you to the building across any building across the street you wish to take currently as well. So you could cut down to a building right to like almost right due south of where you are, and kind of begin to head down south that way.
Okay.
Is that what you like to do?
We gotta make it right here.
You're going to get there, yes. You guys are gonna cross into another adjacent building?
Yeah.
Alright.
Options are pretty limited right now. So.
I will say you can either use the staircase and jump across it, or make like a makeshift bridge across the staircase.
You know
Is-
what? We got Drew. So Drew, get to work. Let's do this.
Say no more.
I'm not jumping over shit.
Wait, he is a carpenter?
He's a
Let's build it.
he's a craftsman, yeah.
We might be able to build a boat.
Bro. He's not fucking Bob the Builder. He can't just snap that shit.
I've got a
into place.
hammer and chisel. If he's a fucking
Oh.
builder, we...
Once per rest, provided you have a tool and resources in space where you can make a simple wooden object.
Boat.
It's not
A simple
though.
wooden object. So it'll take him. Yeah, I'll say it'll take him not too long.
See, matter of fact, why doesn't he make like a simple like bridge or a ladder that we just carry with us?
He's about to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'll take him an hour to do
Yeah,
so, but he
that's a
can.
good idea.
Fuck. We should just do
That would
man.
make her trip.
No one asked me before.
Fucking Drew, no.
I never drew.
Is anyone helping? Is anyone here helping Drew make this stuff?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
have to.
we're all going to.
We're all gonna do it.
Shit.
We're all in it.
Okay, good. He needs advantage on that. All right, wisdom,
And I got my own tools.
dexterity, and constitution. All right, he succeeds.
Yo,
It-
what the fuck?
It's at,
Rolled like 40
it's at
times.
advantage. It's at advantage because you're helping him. So it takes him about an hour of time because another break time for this. It takes him an hour during a break to do this. But you do see he makes a very sturdy, like wooden ladder with some small bits of metal piping for the rungs to keep them more fixed in the center, so they can't break through. Now we can just carry this with us and we're good to go. And he puts it across the gap in between the fire exit and the building across, and begins to kind of like almost like like walk across and step on each rung to get across it. See, perfectly stable. Come on across.
All right. I'm walking across.
It takes some effort, but you cross from the housing complex into a more officious corporate-looking building. Taking in your surroundings, you come to realize you're within what was once a nail salon. It's very spacious, however, you spot the exit door at the end of a corridor across the room. And as you all get in this room, prepare to continue your journey southward towards the South Bridge to follow this trail, we will end the session there.
Great.